If you're making a video for your final project, you can use the school's computer lab to edit your footage. Those computers all have iMovie, so I'm just going to go over some basics of editing using iMovie. So after you open up iMovie, what you want to do is import your videos. And to do that, you go to File. You can import straight from your camera, or you can save your videos onto your computer and then get them from there, and that's what I did. So I'm going to go to Import Movies, and then you find where you save them. Select all the videos you want to import, create a new event, and then you select Import. As you can see, when you import your videos, they'll show up in the event library. All videos you import will show up down here. The project library is where you work on editing your videos. So what you want to do is create a new project. So you press this button. You don't want a theme. So you name your project. Please name it with your last name and then your group project title. And then you can keep everything as it is and just press create. So now you have a new project. And what I recommend doing is flipping these two windows. You press this button right here to do that. That makes it easier to edit your videos because you edit down here so you can see better. So what you do is select the videos that you want to use for your project. You can highlight certain sections just by clicking and dragging over them. Or you can select everything with Control A and drag it all down to your project library. Continue. Now I want to go over some basic editing that you might need to do. On the bottom right of your screen is where you can zoom in and then zoom back out. You can also control the zoom up here. It might be helpful to zoom in more when you're editing, so I'll just zoom in a little bit more. For any edits that you make, you select the clip you want to work with by clicking and dragging your mouse to highlight that section. If there's anything you need to delete, you just highlight it and then you press delete on your keyboard. Another thing you can do is split your clip into sections. When you do this, you can make changes to an entire section rather than highlighting a clip within a bigger section. So to do this, you put the cursor where you want to split the clip. Say I want to split the clip here. And then you right click, and then you just select split clip. So now you can see that it's split into two. This is helpful if you need to be precise in your editing. There are certain edits like cropping that affect the entire clip. So if you want to crop a section, you split the clip like I just did here, and then you can click this button right here, and it's on crop. So you can control how zoomed in you want to be. You move the box to where you want the video to show, and you press done. So now if you play the video, you see that that section right there is zoomed in. If you make any mistakes, don't forget that you can always just go to Edit, Undo, and then it'll undo the last thing that you did. You can also press Control Z to undo. When you click this button right here, it shows the inspector. So what you want to do is select the section of your video that you want to edit, and then you click that button. So you can add some video effects if you want. You can go through these yourself. And then there are also audio effects that you can add. And then over here, you can control the speed of your video, so you can make it slower or faster. But I wouldn't really use these unless you think it's really necessary. Under the video tab, you can change things like the brightness. And then you can also make edits to your audio. But again, don't worry about these unless you really need to. Then when you're done making your changes, you just press done. If you want to record a voiceover, all you have to do is click the microphone button right here, and this window pops up. You can select where you're recording from. Mine's already there. And then you choose where you want to record your voiceover, and then it'll count down for you. And then it starts recording. So when you're done recording, all you have to do is press the space bar, and then you can see that your recording pops up down there. So now when you play the clip, your audio recording will be there too. And then it starts recording. See, and then if you just want to delete it, you select it and then press delete. You can also record a video if you want. That's this button right here, but I don't think you'll have to do that for your project. If you want to add music or sound effects to your project, you just click this button right here, and this menu pops up. So you can grab a song and just drag it to your project, and it'll play throughout your entire video. If you want to edit it, you can just double click it. Then you can add some audio effects like we went over before. Then if you click the audio tab, you can adjust the volume and you can fade in and fade out, but I wouldn't worry about anything else on this menu. If you want to delete it, just make sure it's highlighted and press delete. If you want to add a sound effect, there are different sound effects here. You can go through them. If you just double click, you can preview them. If you want to add it to only a section, you can just highlight that section and drag the effect over, and then it pops up right down there. I'll just delete that, and then when you're done, you can just click that button, that menu disappears. If you want to add a photo to your video, you just click this button right here, and this menu pops up. You can find a picture and drag it over into your project like you did with the music, or something that might be easier is to just save the photo onto your desktop, and then just grab it and drag it into your project straight from there. And then your photo pops up wherever you place it. And you see how it's zooming out? One way to change that is to just select the photo, click crop, just press fit, and then done. And now when you play, it's just a still image. You can add titles to your video if you want by just pressing this T right here. The menu pops up. You can scroll through to look at the different options. And then when you find one that you like, you can just drag it over and add it to your video. You choose a background. Then you just type in your title. You can change the font, the color, the size, the style, the alignment. Then whenever you're done, you just press done. So now you have a title, the beginning of your video. If you wanted to add the title to your actual video, all you have to do is grab the title and then just place it onto your video wherever you want it. So again, you just do the same thing. You add your title, you change the font. And if you want to change how long it's on screen for, you can change the duration. And then you can also change what kind of title it is right there, just by double clicking on that box right there. The last thing that I want to go over is this button right here. So when you click it, you see all the transitions. So like with everything else, if you want to add a transition, you just drag it over to where you want it. And they're really nice to smooth the transition from one clip to another clip. So now when you play these clips, you'll see that the first one faded into the second one. If you double click the transition, you can edit it. So if I wanted the duration to be longer, just add 2 seconds and done. Now there's a more gradual fade from the first to the second. You can also add a fade to black to the end. So at the end of your video, it slowly fades to black. So you can mess around with these, figure out which ones you like and which ones fit best with your video. But that's everything that I want to go over. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in class, or you can just email me.